How's it going,
FBL fans?
C.MeaX here with another power ranking video. It's been a long time, but here I am. Finally, this is supposed to be covering week 1, 2, 3, and 5, and 4. I forgot 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, but not 6, 7, and all the weeks that happened after that. Because this video is late, there's going to be another one after week 10. It might be uploaded a long time after that, but it should cover all the way up until week 10. So this is the power rankings here. Week 1 to 5, the first power rankings were solely on teams, or at least my power ranking, which is the one I used to base this one on. Yeah, so what I did is I took the old list and I updated it with a bit of skill, a bit of extra, because some teams did change, so I did, take that into consideration, but it was mostly just adding a little bit of skill and stuff. But you will not see someone jumping from 16 to 1 or someone going down from 1 to 16. There are not going to be huge jumps in this power ranking, and I don't think I'll make huge jumps in the future. I want to make the jumps progressive so that if someone is really improving, I want to show that they're indeed improving and that they're improving their ranks slowly and surely, instead of just putting that person number 1 and then you realize it was a fluke and that person's back at number 16. It just doesn't make sense. So for the sake of consistency here, I am actually just gonna go on the other list, or the old one, and update it. So we're gonna start right now. Shout out to Silver for the editing. Thank you so much. I suck at technology, so we definitely need people like you in this world. Yes, indeed. Alright, so I have a few tabs open, so this is very, very unscripted, unprofessional, but we're gonna go and start with number 16. And now, before I start this, there are a few people that left the league and that got replaced, and I think there's 1 or 2 people here. Yeah, Hale and Dustin for sure. The Perth Persians and the Georgia Grambles have been replaced, or they're new teams, basically, for this season. So I did go primarily on their team, and they did kind of start fresh, so they didn't, they're not really gonna be limited to moving a few spots away from their original position because they're new people. So I completely restarted for them. So starting off at the number 16 spot, we have the Georgia Grambles and Dustin. Mainly because, alright, let me go over his team, Dustin. Now this is very, very, ghetto style here. I'm just, opening up these tabs. This is so unscripted, unprofessional, but Straw Hat Mankey and the Georgia Grambles. He does have a pretty decent team, but again, he has a very interesting team, alright? First of all, I see the Frogadier, the Vibrava, or the Vibrava, and the Clefairy, which are all very, very powerful knockoff fathers. Not fathers, obviously. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Anyway, they're knockoff fodder, all of them, because they're all, like, pre-evolutions. And his team, it's decently good, but he already inherited a team that was kind of low in the power rankings because of the mons he had. He did make some changes. He has a very interesting team now, especially the Mega Medicham that is going to wreck house. But, his team doesn't seem to synergize well with itself. Now, since we were implementing skill, I went kind of based on Dustin's kind of win streak or record in Season 1 and in the GTL and other leagues, how he has a tendency to perform, and that's one of the main reasons why he's number 16. Of course, if he improves, or if he, does very well, because as of this power ranking, he hasn't yet battled. So this is all new for this video here. So it does leave a lot of room for improvement for Dustin, and yeah, I think that's pretty decent. It does give him a shot at doing so. He technically hasn't battled yet, so I think this is pretty darn fair here. So his team is interesting. I still don't know how it's going to play out. Depending on how he plays with that team, his ranking will potentially go up, obviously. But his team is, it's gonna, it's just weird. He doesn't have any resistances to knockoff as well. The Gothitelle is weak to it. He does have the Absol that resists it. The Clefairy as well, but it's kind of weak to knockoff anyway. because Eviolite. But besides that, he really doesn't have much to tank a knockoff. So yeah, Absol, doesn't that thing get justified? Maybe, I guess that's maybe a thing. Or maybe it doesn't. I know it gets prescient super luck, but I don't know. Not enough tabs open for that. Alright, so next up we have, at number 15, we have the Perth Persians and Hale. Now, the reason why he's number 15, or the biggest reason, first of all, his team, well, that's the second reason, but first of all, his team, he did inherit a very, very powerful team. It's ridiculous. Of course, there are many, similar weaknesses in there. Definitely. He does have, again, a very great dark type weakness. He doesn't have many resistances for it. I think the only thing he has is the Chestnut. But he has the Victini weak to it, the Cresselia, the Hoopa, a lot of things. Golbat is weak to knockoff, obviously. Oh, he does have the Granbull to counter that, but, his team, it's more powerful than Dustin, definitely. But the main reason he's number 15 is because I know nothing of Hale. Absolutely nothing. This person is unknown to me, so I do not know where to put him at all, so it's based on his team and based on the fact that I want to see Hale improve, or I want to see Hale perform well, and if he does so, his ranking will obviously improve. But for now, he's at number 15 because he is an unknown player. He hasn't played yet in this league, technically, as of this power ranking, so there's nothing I can do about it. Alright, now we're going to start to move on. We're going to move on to the teams that already had a power ranking segment. I'm going to be comparing them to the original at the same time. So number 14, we have the Boston Calios and Lavina May. So, aka L Drive. Alright. First of all, his team. Let us take a quick look at this Lavina May's team. It's decent. But again, I think it was already pretty low, team-wise. Lavina May was already 12th. So, yeah, his team, I'm not gonna go in-depth about it because, and all the other teams, because I've covered them in the other power rankings, because those teams didn't really change much. I think Silver and Tommy have the teams that have the most changes in them, barring Dustin and Hale. So, I'll go over those, but not necessarily in the other ones. So, based on skill and stuff, I think Lev, Season 1 of FBL, played marvelously throughout basically every single game. I'm not too sure if it's the team this time or anything else, but he does really see, of course he got out of that loss streak, or that losing streak, but I think his plays this season haven't been as great as before, or just the way he plays, maybe he has a tendency to forget about a few things, and maybe misplay or play too quickly, and I think that really did hurt him this season, so his ranking went down from 12th to 14th, so that's basically why Lev is 14th. Now, number 13th, we have the Groningen Golducks and Super Tsunarashi. Now, I'm super happy. That was absolutely not intended as a pun, but alright, he's number 13. He was previously number 16, so huge improvement there. He's played phenomenally this league, or this season, and he's not much higher because I don't want to put him higher. Not now anyway. If he continues the way he's doing, he will probably most likely go up again because he's played really well, but I just want to confirm that this is not a fluke. I know he's improved. He's shown many times that he's now a fierceful battler. He's able to predict the opponent very well. He makes very good judgmental plays, and he does do very good in League now, or much better than he used to perform, or to do. So, it's just really good to see that Super is now a renowned battler in this league, and that he's doing really well, and his team is pretty decent. His team... Well, actually, no. His team was the worst, according to my other power rankings, and it's still one of the worst for the same reasons. But he's been using it very well. He's played very well with that team. Magnezone. First of all, Magnezone. I don't understand Magnezone. Like, come on. It has a 4x weakness to Earthquake, or any ground-type move. And he hasn't really used the Air Balloon much. But he uses it so well, he takes care of all the major threats, then puts Magnezone on the field, and just goes and fishes those trades, or those not those trades, those kills for it. So it's just ridiculous. He's played very, very well. And Magnezone MVP, I think it's the MVP in the entire league right now. It's ridiculous how well it's been played. And all his other mons, they really complement Magnezone well, and he's been able to focus on Rose Raid, Magnezone, like Azumarill and Mega Gardevoir as an offensive core. He's done really well, and I think he deserves that upgrade to number 13. Now, number 12, we have the Washington Whiscash and IMD. Now, how was IMD? He was number 15, so he as well did improve his team. A very weird team indeed. It's a decent team with the sticky web. Of course, the sticky web does mean he has to bring the Leavanny for it. So it does mean that it's a really awkward team that doesn't necessarily function well under the absence of sticky web. But he's been playing it very well, and I'm really impressed by IMD because I didn't know how well he would, perform this season. I was a bit iffy about bringing him into the whole FBL scene because I had no background on him whatsoever. But he's been performing tremendously well, and I think he does deserve this improvement, or this bump to 12th place. Now, 11th place, I think we have a bump as well. Now we're going to be looking at the New England Patriots and Adam. Alright, this guy was number 14, so these guys all went up by 3. 3 or 4 was like the maximum people went up or down, unless they had major team changes. Because I kind of wanted to limit that, so there wouldn't be too much too many shenanigans going on. So anyway, number 11 is gonna be the New England Patriots and Adam. And there's really not much to say. He did lose a few times in the beginning, but he has an amazing grasp with his team now. He did draft the mons he wanted, or he did get the mons he wanted, because I and Tommy have drafted for him. But, of course, he's a great battler, and while his team wasn't necessarily the greatest, he has the skills to pull off. He plays Mega Ampharos like no other. He plays his team so well, and he's a very, very threatening player, so I wouldn't be surprised if his ranking would go up again. But for now, he's 11. We'll see how that'll go, and maybe he'll go up, maybe he'll stay at 11, maybe he'll go down. We shall see in the next power rankings, but I'm really interested to see how well Adam will perform in the future, considering he's doing pretty darn good right now. Alright, next up we have number 10, the Oakland Aarons and Legna K. Now, he was previously 8th, so that means he did go slightly down. Now, the reason behind that is because he's been stomped a few times, or stopped in his tracks in a few matches. I think he's had some very unlucky matches, but I think there are just other matches where, he lost. I was just checking Audacity there. I think I got scared. I thought I wasn't recording, so I was like, oh gosh, those 13 minutes just went to waste. But no, we're good. We're good. It's just me panicking for no reason because I didn't have green tea today. That's the reason. That is the no, I think I did. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's focus on the power rankings, alright? It's been a while. Legnus played very well, of course, but I think he was playing maybe slightly better last season. And that's even considering that he was in a really, really crazy division. Last season, Division 2 or 3, I think it was 2, where, the one I was in, and Jolt was in, and Legna was in, and Aaron was in, was just so ridiculous. Trying to get to playoffs was one heck of a race. And, Legna did very well. Of course, facing all those crazy people, he didn't make it, but he did very well. I think this season he's kind of conserved maybe the same kind of ranking or the same kind of rating or score, and he has less obstacles the way I look at things, or the way this season has played out so far. There's definitely a chance for a comeback. Legna is a great player. He knows how to play the game, and he's not afraid to make some weird plays and bring funky stuff, and that's the fun thing about Legna. That's the fun thing about Adam, Legna, and a few other people out there that aren't afraid to not play standard. Those players are very, very scary. Now I think that Legna is eventually going to go up again, but for now he did go down by 2, I think. Next up we have 9th place, the Long Island Palpitos, and I think that's obviously Palpy. He changed his thing. I'm not going to mention the other name because I don't want myself to get sued, because issues. Alright, we're not gonna mention that, but he's the Long Island Palpitos after changing his name again back to the original. Of course, the OG Palpy did very well in Season 1. And he's doing pretty good in Season 2 as well. Maybe he's not wrecking houses as much as in Season 1. But he's doing really good, and he's still 9th place. He's the only person that can serve his ranking, I think. So there's really not much to say about Palpy. He's playing very well. He's not destroying people right now, but he's not on a losing streak either. So 9th place, pretty much in the middle. That's him right now. Now we have the London City Arcanines with Silver, and I think he made a few changes. He was what place was he? He was 7th, so now he's 8th. Yeah, he made a few changes. Some changes were interesting. The Latios for the Manaphy, I'm not too sure. He had 2 water types, so he has more type diversity, but of course, losing Manaphy, such a threatening Pokemon, he could have given away the Rotom Wash or anything like that. But his team didn't really improve. I think it stayed basically the same. It's as threatening as it was. I think what's holding him back right now is the fact that he lost quite a bit. He's better, definitely, but for now, I think there are just greater threats out there, at least as of this power ranking. And Silver does have the habit of going down, not being noticed, and then at the end pulling that major comeback and just destroying everyone. So I wouldn't be surprised if his ranking would go back up. That wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. And I think we can maybe expect that from Skytrainer Silver in the future because of the type of player he is. He likes comebacks, and we always like to see a Silver comeback as well. Let's hope his changes will be for the better. I haven't seen them in play as of this power ranking, so I still don't know how his team is doing, but yeah. Number 7, we have the Sydney Shiftries and Big Bird. Now, I'm not sure if Big Bird went up or down. He did actually go up in quite a bit. He was 11th place, and now he is 7th place. So, 2 reasons why he's there. At first, he was low because of his team, but he's proven to me that he's indeed a really, really good player. Of course, he does misplay from time to time, and he's also been against a lot of hacks a few times. But he's a really good player, and I think he does deserve this number 7 spot here. Yeah, also second reason he's there is because a lot of people that were really low in the power rankings stayed low, even if they improved or went up, and a few people above him went down. So I think that kind of boosted his ranking a bit, and that's not something I'm not gonna hide here. While he did he is 100% worthy of going up. There's also the fact that a few people above him went under him, so that kind of pushed him up again. So, I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. He's doing really well, and number 7 for sure. Now we have Tommy at number 6, the Houston Tynamo. I want to say Tynamo. I'm too used with the GTL, even though it has ended. Alright, his team is... Can we just not talk about his team? Can I just skip Tommy here? This player, how can I say this? How can I say this? I don't want to say it, but you know, a lot of people don't want Donald Trump to come in, right? But he's still gonna come in. This is a really bad example. Well, Tommy, some people don't want him to win because he's destroying everyone. He's on a rampage right now, and he's killing everybody in his path, except Silver. But that's after this power ranking, so we're not gonna talk about it. As of this power ranking, he's 5-0. He's been destroying people. So even though people don't necessarily want him to win because they know he's a great threat, and the more wins he gets, the more dangerous he gets, and I think as of this power ranking, he's number 1 in the league. There's nothing you can do about it. It's Tommy. It's Tommy. It's indeed Tommy. His team improved again because he didn't like his team. Apparently, it wasn't powerful enough, so he had to make a few changes to guarantee a win in this league or something like that. So he made a few trades, and now he's even higher because it's Tommy, and of course he has all the hacks to back him up. Because whenever he misplays, which is extremely rare, he gets hacks, and it's like, all right, that happens. I'm still a winner. You can't bypass Tommy. It's tough. It's tough. Perhaps the silver, like in the future after this power ranking, to have beaten Tommy, that's quite a feat right there. But Tommy, there's just nothing you can do about it. Of course, he went up. He shot up very high. He was number 10. He's number 6. That's ridiculous. Will he keep going up? Most likely, which is scary for other players. But you know, it's Tommy. It's Tommy. Now his team is even more threatening, so we shall see in the next power ranking. It's going to be ridiculous. Alright, number 5, we have Sid and the Minnesota Minans, and now the reason why he went down a bit, I think he was number 4. He was indeed number 4. I just checked. Alright. He's number 5 now, is because, I don't know. Last season he did very, very well. He had all, everything set up, and he was getting fair wins left and right. This season, I think he's been stopped a few times. He didn't misplay much, but some people played slightly better in a few games and had really good matchups, and, Sid ended up losing a lot. And I think while he's a very threatening player, right now he's not threatening enough to be in the top 4, so he's in the top 5. Alright. Number 4, we're going to move on to the Jacksonville Jirachis and Jackson himself. Too many J's. Too many J's. That's how many. Oh, 3. JJJ. Jacksonville Jirachis. Alright. Number 4. Jacksonville Jirachis. Let me take a look at his team right quick. I think it should be somewhere. That's the Jirachi dude. No, he doesn't even have Jirachi. That's Nightspear. He got sniped. Alright, Jacksonville Jirachis. There you go. The sneaky Sceptile. That's him. His team is ugly, alright? He has a big issue with his team, and that's way too powerful. Mega Sableye and Chansey, who let him draft that? And Volcanion, too? Like, why? Why? How? Ew. This Thunderous T? No, his team is just ridiculous. And on top of that, he's been playing extremely well. He's gotten so many wins. While he didn't do really good in other certain leagues, in the FBL, he has it going for him. He's beating people left and right, and he's going up, and he's shooting up, and he's going to keep going up. I mean, there's not much room now when you're number 4, but who knows, maybe he will go up again. It's Jackson. I mean, when you got so many J's in your name, and when you got Jirachi in your name, you get that Serene Grace that helps you going. The same that Tommy has with his hacks. Alright, number 3, we have the Ecaloid, Infernapes, and Moose. Or Moose. There's no other name. It's Moose. Moose. The Moosey Moose. Alright, he has the most ridiculous team in the world. And the fact that he got extra points during the draft, and got that free Cradilly, which just completely annihilates that water weakness, for the Hippowdon and the Excadrill, which is his major sand core. It just makes this team even better. So he overall has a better team than everybody in the league. Point-wise, because he got technically like a... He was able to, like, because of his extra points, you could kind of translate that to being like a free Clefable franchise or a free Cradilly. But either way, that is just ridiculous. His team is overpowered as heck. Also, Jackson, where was he? He was 6th. Now he's 4th. Now Moose was 5th, and now he's 3rd. Yeah. So, you know, he's been playing very well, and his team is just ridiculous. So, yes, of course he went up. And with the loss of Tony, with Tony's team that was previously, I think, third, yes, Tony had a ridiculous team. But now, since I had to implement, introduce skill to my thing, and since he wasn't playing anymore, he shot down to all the way to like 15 or 16. So there was a lot more room for Moose to go up. You know, he went so up that, you know, he went above Jirachi and the Jacksonville Jirachis and Jacksonville's Jacksonies. Above Jackson. Yes. He went so high. He went above the United States. He went above Jackson. He went to Canada. That's above. So that's why he's number 3. Because he's Canadian. Absolutely not because of his power. Canadian people go up in life. As well, especially when they drink green tea. Yeah, poutine is good too. Poutine is good. Alright. This video's stupid. Alright, I need to finish this. There are only 2 spots, and now that's the... Like, I'm sure half of you are super excited to know who's number 2 and who's number 1 in the league. I kind of spoiled it in the middle. But whatever. Or you probably just clicked away because I was talking too much, and now you already know the result, and now you came back to hear me talk about you going there to see how I predicted you predicting to go there, predicting that I'd predict... that I'd be predicting you predicting there, that I'd be here reading this, which you haven't predicted. Except maybe Tommy and Adam, because... Of course. Alright, now... I did kind of say that the only person that retained their spot was the Long Island Palpitotes and Palpies. I think it's kind of obvious here if I say that number 2 we have the Austin Swubats and Night Spear, aka Ben. Yeah. I mean... The reason he's been playing phenomenally well, there's really nothing I can say. I mean, he would have stayed number 1 if it wouldn't be for number 1. So I think we have to move on to number 1 here, which is obviously going to be the Brooklyn Braviaries and Shami15 or Shami, however you want to call that person. Hey, the man who face revealed, Shami. Yeah. Alright, so he's number 1 for a huge reason. He's been playing very, very well in Season 1. But Season 2, I don't know how, but this man improved. Alright? He doesn't waste as many EVs. Let's say he was doing 252, 252, 4 spreads, and was wasting EVs left and right. Now he's conserving them. He has much bulkier Pokemon. Very, very well speed crep Pokemon. HP bulky Pokemon. Very offensive Pokemon. He has everything. All of his EVs, I can't even English. That's because I'm Canadian. Canadians don't English, they just poutine. All the way up to Big Tree. Alright, what was I saying? See, it's late. It's like 10:15 p.m. and I'm supposed to be, like, doing other stuff. So I'm tired, alright? And I can't commentary, I can't English. So Shami has been playing phenomenally well this season, and I don't know how, but, you know, he managed to, he trained a lot with Adam, with me, and some other great players, and all together, we kind of improved, all of us, but Shami really, really used that to his advantage, and he's 5-0 right now. He's 5-0, as of this power ranking. He's like Tommy, I think he's 2nd place right now, as of this power ranking. I know we're technically like week 10 by the time this comes out, but whatever. He's technically 5-0 right now, and he's been destroying houses as well. He's been doing very, very well. His mons are overall more adapted to his needs, are more specific, harder to predict, and he's been playing less standard when he needs to. He's been bringing some really crazy things when he needed to, and he's not afraid to do so. He's gonna go out of his way. He's gonna train for those wins. He's gonna compete with the best. He's gonna learn from the best, and he's gonna beat the best and become the best and teach. Because Shami is a teacher. He's a teacher of goodwill, and he's a teacher of Pokemon skills. Alright, that's it for this video. That was Alright, let me check Audacity because I want to know how long that was. Oh, it's like 10 minutes less than the other vid. I mean, I call that progress, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, it wouldn't be a C.MeaX video if it wouldn't exceed 30 minutes, right? In before Silver actually cuts all of the times I pause it and say random crap. So, the vid's like 20 minutes. But, whatever. Yeah. Hit the like button level first if you enjoyed the video, and a member of the Me family. Comment, it's always appreciated. Subscribe to the FBL channel, sorry. If you enjoyed the content. You already subbed. The only people subscribed to this channel are the people that are of the FBL. There's no need for me to do an outro, which is very, very sad. If I can't do my normal outro, then I guess I have to do the GTL one, right? I mean, I'll see you next time, and as always, don't do drugs, do eggs.